Dr. Paul Dignan here, 3-Minute Outcomes. Today I'm talking about an outcomes theory principle which is called the sole provider assist plus assess mode principle. And what this is about is I'll illustrate it first with a little story. I was working with a government around the outcomes issues, and the body within the government responsible for funding government departments, some people from it came to me and said, look, we've got a problem here. We set up a performance management system for our departments, and about 3 years ago, one of our departments just really wasn't meeting its targets. So what we did was we cut its funding in order to punish it, or provide an incentive for it to do better. But what we're finding now is that because it's got less funding, the organisation hasn't been able to improve. In fact, it's actually doing worse now because it has less funding. And this is what's happened here, obviously, is that they have an assess mode. So the agency is assessing the government department, and then it's bringing in a punishment as an incentive. But the problem is that the punishment means that the government department in question can't actually improve because it doesn't have the resources. The obvious answer is to have an assist mode. So when this does occur, instead of just cutting funding and say, go fix yourself, you bring in an assist mode, so some people come in and they help the department to improve. That's what you need where you have a sole provider and you're assessing, you need an assist mode to improve them. This is way different from a situation where you have many providers you can choose from. And this often happens in the private sector. In the private sector, if a provider doesn't provide what you want, you can then cut their funding, and then you can just find another provider if they're not able to improve their performance up to the level that you require. But where you have a sole provider, like a government department, you can't apply this. So you need to use the outcomes theory principle. Where you have a sole provider, you need an assist in addition to an assess mode. Now, this kind of thing is happening all over the world in governments where they attempt to punish departments for not meeting their requirements in this way. And I have an example here from a media report, and it's talking about a health funder, and that health funder, and here goes, it says that the funder considered imposing a multi-million-dollar penalty for failure on the part of the provider to meet its targets. However, what happens in the next line is what often happens from any intelligent funder in this situation. To enable a speedy recovery, we've decided not to apply a funding penalty. And of course, any smart funder tends to do this because they realise exactly the problem of cutting funding for an organisation that's not meeting its objectives. Whether we should be transparent about it, which I normally feel we should, and we should really see this whole thing about penalties in these situations as a bit of a game. I think we should always be transparent. The problem is if you're not, and you're pretending you're going to do a penalty and then you don't do a penalty, the sophisticated players work out how to game the system. I'm in favour of basically having it pretty clean. You'll have an assess mode, and then if they don't meet their requirements, you bring in an assist mode in order to help them do so. Okay, so that's that outcomes theory principle. There's more information up on the website, and check out our other 3-minute outcomes. Have a great day.